Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys of Magic. This is Hunter, Steven, Riley, and Shane. Say what up, guys.
Hello, hello.
Good evening.
What's up, nerds?
We are back doing another episode of Commander Grades. That is right. In case you are new here, what is that series? Well, we go through all of the legendary creatures from the latest set. This one happens to be Tarkir Dragonstorm. And we talk about the cards as potential commanders. And then we go ahead and give them a letter grade from all of us. And then at the end, give a whole average grade between all four. So let's go ahead and start this video off. This is going to be the monocolored legendaries from Dragonstorm. Very excited to see this. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you're staying up to date with all the other videos. You don't want to miss out all the other Commander Grades videos either. But let's kick us off with the first one in the mono white category. It's Anafenza, Unyielding Lineage. It's 2 and a white for a 2/2 legendary creature, Spirit Soldier. It's got flash, it's got first strike, and says whenever another non-token creature you control dies, Anafenza endures 2. New mechanic from the set. What does that mean? Well, you put 2+1/+1 counters on it, or create a 2/2 white spirit creature token. Cool.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
These mono-colored commanders aren't always the best. Don't get me wrong. But this one seems kind of cool. This is granted, there's not a lot of mono-white aristocrat strategies. So
Yeah, there is. You go the mono white commander with no flavor text or anything like that, just straight vanilla, and you build heir parent. Boom.
Do that too. Do that too. I do like the endures mechanic, but I don't know if it's powerful enough here.
No.
It reminds me of that other spirit that was a precon that replaced the spirit when it died. Like, oh, the spirit died, make another spirit. So it kind of has that going for it, I guess. But
That wasn't Azorius deck, though, and I feel like
That's
this one
true.
has a little bit more that you got to jump through.
That's
I
true.
like how this one has flash at least, but
Flash it from the command zone.
And first strike.
Yeah, I can't wait to flash in my 2/2 first strike, turn 3.
that's why I didn't mention the first strike. That part is irrelevant.
Hey, you can have a blocker.
Doesn't really matter. That's true. You could have a blocker.
I think it's
Yeah,
okay.
you could have a blocker, but even if you do have this as a blocker, it doesn't do the thing for you.
Very true.
It needs something else.
This one's a
So
sit-down.
it's a very interesting commander. I don't think this is going to see a lot of play, and if it does, I see a lot of jank decks. But it's just really mono white, and you're just playing a bunch of creatures to die. I mean, if this was black white, I'd probably say something different because obviously aristocrat strategies and Orshoffs are much better. But this being mono white is a huge struggle bus for me.
Yeah, that's where this card kind of dies. No pun intended with it wanting to have something die. But yeah, I think we can go ahead and move on to the grades. This is going to be a quick one for this one. We'll kick it off with you, Steven.
I'll be honest. I started off with an F. Let's go.
I'm not going to go that low yet. I do have one in mind that's an F, but this one's a D.
I'm actually going to go with an F on this. I was going to say at least it's playable as a support piece, but I don't even know if actually it cuts that.
Yeah, I think losing that color, like we mentioned earlier, I probably got to give this an F as well.
Well, Anafenza Unyielding Lineage gets the average grade to kick off this video with an F.
Banger.
That was the only mono white card. We'll go to the mono blue. It's Taigam, Master Opportunist. 1 and a blue for a 2/2 legendary creature, human monk. Has the new ability Flurry, which means whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it. Then exile the spell you cast with 4 time counters on it. If it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. I'm going to start with Riley on this one because, Riley, I know historically you have not been very high on the suspend mechanic. What do you think about this giving you a suspend card after you cast it?
I mean, I like being able to take advantage of my spells a second time, but having 4 time counters on it, I do feel like is pretty steep. There's also a little bit of a restriction on this one, and that like you do actually need to be able to stagger it. My thought on this is like the only kind of deck I see this at the helm of is like an infinite turns deck, which I don't personally want to play against, nor do I really want to play it. So this is not a card for me.
Hey,
Put your hand down, Steven.
me.
Yeah, Steven, I assume you like this card then?
Yeah, I actually built a deck with Taigam. It was kind of fun. I kind of want to build it in paper, but it is kind of mean. I call it Oops All Taigam, and it's basically a bunch of copy creatures to basically make a bunch of Taigams, get a bunch of these extra kind of cards and triggers. Suspend 4 is pretty aggressive, I will admit, but we are getting this set after the Doctor Who set, and Timey Wimey was a really fun precon that basically kills a lot of those suspend counters. So it can kind of help out. And I say suspend, I'm sorry, but I mean time counters. So being able to put those cards into this set and build Taigam that way, even if you don't want to build extra turns, I think this is still a really fun commander, and you can still build it a little bit lower power, not go the infinite turn route, and still be a huge threat at the table.
Yeah, I think if I'm ever playing this, I'm doing the extra turn route. I'll be degenerate. That's why I won't play it.
It's not even degenerate, dude. It's just that people tend to take extra turns, and unless you're winning with those extra turns, which you probably are, but I've seen myself play extra turns and not do anything. But
I will say I do agree with you on that, Shane, and
Yeah.
I'll touch on that because when I did build it extra turn style, it there's really not much you can do. Like Taigam's a 2/2, so you're really having to take those extra turns to try and find something to get rid of your opponent's boards, and it's just kind of like at that point you're just sitting at the table with your friends for 45 minutes on one turn. Well, technically like 10 turns, but like it's a little bit too much chess. So you just kind of have to look at everybody and be like, I'm gonna win now. This could take 45 minutes, or you could all scoop.
I'm gonna win,
Pretty
and
much.
how I win is by you scooping. I think it's like a delayed rebound because you get the spell again, essentially. When I don't think you have to always do the multiple turns, but like I would have fun with just like value spells. Wouldn't be as good, but I'd have fun with it.
It is really cool because the spell that comes off of suspend or time counter wise
Mhm.
is technically your first spell that turn. So then Taigam will just trigger on the next spell you cast.
That is
Very
true.
nice.
And if you had another different spells that had suspend in this deck as well, you can continuously loop
Yeah.
maybe a couple suspend things.
Yeah.
But again, I think the extra turns thing makes this pretty powerful. It'd be pretty crazy. But let's go ahead and move on to the grades. We will start with Steven.
I wanted to give this an A, but I think I'm going to give it a B. Mainly because I think it is strong, but like I feel like the amount of money you have to put into it is a bit aggressive to do a winning strategy, and for that reason, I think that's why I'm kind of going a little lower.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give this. It's tough. 'Cause I can see the capabilities of this deck. You know what? I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to give this a B.
We're a little split on this one. I'm sticking with my gut as well. This seems abysmal. I'm gonna give it a D. I just don't see this functional outside of infinite turns, and even at that, I'm still not convinced it's functional.
I like it. I'm gonna stick in the B as well.
Taigam, Master Opportunist, gets the average grade of a B. And once again, that was the only mono blue. Going into the mono black, we've got Sidisi. It's Regent of the Mire. 1 and a black for a 1/3 legendary creature zombie snake warlock. You can tap it, sacrifice a creature you control with mana value X other than Sidisi, return target creature card with mana value X +1 from your graveyard to the battlefield, activate only as a sorcery. Kind of a pot effect for your graveyard. It's pretty cool, huh, Shane?
It is pretty cool. I think I like this a lot for recursion decks. I can see myself playing this. Recursion in your command zone seems pretty good too. I mean, I'm sure somebody on this panel here could say that it's better than I think it's okay. So I'm kind of sitting at good, okay.
I love it.
I know you do. That's why I was kind of alluding to you or Riley.
I do like this one. I think it's just like a general value engine. You could build around it, just like play good stuff in a mono black deck. There's enough support in mono black to be able to make like reanimation or recursion or just like sacrifice your things matter. So this one, I don't think it necessarily locks you into a lane. You could try to play this a little bit more combo focused if you wanted to. So I could definitely see that as being a potential route, but this one I think functions outside of like something so narrow as that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think there's a couple different routes you can go with this. I do love it just because you're in mono black. A lot of creatures care about certain death triggers, and some creatures have death triggers that have so much value that being able to continuously recur that, it's just so much fun. Plus, I just think of this really fun way to just continuously get out Grey Merchant of Asphodel, and that just makes me happy on the inside.
Ugh.
That's just mean. I agree though. I think this is a very, very cool reanimation, just mono black commander. I think if you're looking for a good commander, this is probably your choice. Now, granted, I do not like activate only as a sorcery, but I understand why it's there because most reanimation spells, I mean, they're sorcery speed regardless. But I just love the fact that you're sacrificing filling your graveyard to, like everyone's been saying, is to reanimate those cards later if you really wanted to. Just keep growing your board into whatever you want. So I'm here for it. It's cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the grades. We will start with Shane. Shane, what do you think of Sidisi?
I definitely feel like I was the just not lowest, but I'm gonna stay middle of the road for me. I'm gonna give it a C.
I'll jump on. I think I'll give it a B. Obviously, I think it needs another color to be an A. I think it's kind of hard to give a monocolor commander an A unless it's just a knock out of the park, but I'm pretty comfortable with a B here.
I'll give this one a C. I think this one is probably the, I would say, most fun out of the monocolored, at least the ones that we've discussed so far. But I'm not super wowed by it. But at the same time, I mean, this is a deck that, like, if somebody sat down at a table and was playing this, it's you don't write them off.
Yeah, definitely not. And that's why I think I'm going to join you as well. I'm going to give this a C too. I think it's kind of middle of the road still. I mean, it's cool effect. Pot effects are always cool, but I'm sticking with C. But with that said, Sidisi, Regent of the Mire, gets the average grade of a C. Moving on to the mono red commanders, we've got Sarkhan, Dragon Ascendant. 1 in a red for a 2/2 legendary creature human druid. As when it enters, you may behold a dragon. If you do, create a treasure token. In case you don't remember, to behold a dragon, choose a dragon you control or reveal a dragon card from your hand. And then whenever a dragon you control enters, you put a +1/+1 counter on Sarkhan until end of turn. Sarkhan becomes a dragon, in addition to his other types, and gains flying. Other Sarkhan is so much cooler.
Is there a Sarkhan that doesn't become a dragon?
Oh, dude, Sarkhan's the dragon guy.
Yeah,
No, I'm trying to think of a Sarkhan that doesn't become a dragon when a dragon enters the battlefield.
it's a thing.
Hit me in the comments below if you know.
I feel like this Sarkhan is objectively just so much worse than the other. And that's not even saying that the other one has 2 colors to work with. I think this card kind of just meh, in the words of Steven.
Wow. First med, the commander grades. Nice.
The other Sarkhan is a May, right? This is a must. It has to turn into the dragon. I feel like the other one Steven
Well,
was
this
playing
turns
with.
into a dragon in addition to its other types. This isn't becoming the dragon.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why this is worse in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think having it become to the dragon whatever you had enter is way cooler.
Yeah, way cooler.
I mean, to give it credit, I do like the fact that you can make a treasure token when this comes in, so it kind of makes this a 1 cost to a certain extent. Obviously, you still have to pay 2, but it just gets +1/+1 counters and flying. Like, at what point do you just run the other Sarkhan? I guess pretty much immediately. To be honest with you, you get an extra color.
It does
I'm trying to
basically
be.
the same
I'm trying
thing.
to be good. Yeah,
Like
I'm
it
trying to
does
be
the
happy
ramp.
here.
It does the ramp. It also does the it becomes a dragon thing because it's Sarkhan. I don't know. This is a card that, like, I would never put this as a helm. I don't even know honestly if I would put this in support of a dragon deck. Just because, like, it's a one-time effect. If it was like every time I cast a dragon, I make a treasure, then maybe you're changing my mind.
Well, here's a question, Riley. And Steven. You guys are both running the team or dragon deck. Is Sarkhan in that deck?
Not this one.
This one, nope.
You know, I just
there
thought
we
of
go. The one thing that it's got going for it, in my opinion, is the ETB trigger. It ramps you into a dragon a little bit quicker. That's it.
Sure.
One time.
One time.
Yeah,
let's
then
go ahead
you
and
could
move.
blink it. Oh wait, no, you can't.
Let's go ahead and move on to the grades. Let's kick it off with Steven.
F.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. F. I said I was gonna do 1, but now I'm
he
doing
says
2.
boo and then gives it the same grade. Here we are.
It's an F.
Yeah. It is also an F.
Bummer. Sarkhan, Dragon Ascendant, gets the average grade of an F. Moving on, guess what? We have another mono red card this time. This is Tersa Lightshatter. 2 and a red for a 3/3 legendary creature orc wizard. It's got haste, and it says when it enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. Then whenever it attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, exile a card at random from your graveyard. You may play that card this turn.
Okay.
Not really here for it. I do like it, but it's just that it's too random. I mean, I just you
Way
could get
too
a
random.
land, cool. You're ramping technically in red, which is fun, but still.
It's okay.
Nothing you say, Riley, will make me like this card.
This is a card that is good for a standard environment, and I don't think it's good in EDH.
I like to say my thoughts first before Riley, before they try and change my mind,
Okay.
because they do a very good job of changing my mind.
Let's hear it.
They're gonna say it's shit. I'm waiting for it.
I thought you said you wanted to make your. Well, I'm so confused. Weren't you just trying to say you're going to talk right now first?
Here,
No, I
Steven.
said my thing.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to change your mind. I have been really focused on the nice things to say about this card. It's got haste.
Cool. We're on the same page.
That's all they're gonna say.
So,
That's the nice part.
so, like, at least it gets to do its thing the turn you cast it. I don't know what to tell you here. I think this is cool. If you want to play a cheesy chaos deck, go for this. I really don't like you may play it this turn. That assumes you also have the mana for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this coming down with haste is really cool, but that probably means that I'm out 3 mana. So
Yeah, because even if you're on curve, you play this turn 3, you've played your land for turn. So even if you discard 2 lands and then attack with this, you can't play that land.
Right? It's very odd. I feel like
The 3-mana 3/3. It's very odd. You're right.
eh. Well, I'm saying it's odd in terms of the ETB, right? You're discarding cards, probably discarding cards you can't actually play this turn, and then when it attacks, you might be exiling that card you just discarded on accident because it's random, and then you don't get to play it again. So
Oh my god, I just thought of a really fun way to build this deck. What if you were to build it with a bunch of the salt, destroy all land, remove all permanents from the game, like salt cards, and you just like, all right, y'all can choose at random which card I get to play this turn.
No.
And then you pull one of those. How funny would that's chaotic.
yeah, but
And
you
it's
pop
a-
that one time, and then your lands get blown up, and now your lands are in the pile.
You're talking
you're
about this
fine.
card so much right now, dude.
I feel like this is your burn commander. You're just trying to cast burn spells over and over,
Yeah.
or combat tricks. Either way, like I said, standard environment in my opinion. But let's move on to the grades. We'll kick it off with Riley.
It's red and it has haste. It's a D.
Okay.
I'll jump on the D train there. I think this is definitely a D. It does something kind of cool. So yeah.
I'm gonna give it a D as well, only because it kind of lets you sculpt your hand one time.
I don't like it. F.
Oh, there we go. Tersa Lightshatter gets the average grade of a D. Moving on to the final card we're talking about in this video, happens to be a mono green card. It's Surrak, Elusive Hunter. 2 and a green for a 4/3 legendary creature human warrior. Says this spell can't be countered. It's also got trample. And whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. That is so specific.
A little bit. I'd say so.
Yeah, the opponent controls is what really turns me off to this card. I will not lie.
Don't lie to me.
Mm.
I mean, I just like if this didn't say that one thing, I think it'd be so fun to run a mono green fight deck. This can't be countered, super easy to come down. You can ramp a little bit and then just play a bunch of big baddies. But just the fact that it says opponent controls, you're at the whim of your opponents. So then, like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna ramp up a little bit because you guys don't want me to draw cards, and then once my board gets a little out of hand, either board wipe or you do target my stuff, and then I draw a card. Like, whatever.
Yeah, this is not a good card. This was the one I've been alluding to. We'll get to it when I talked about my grades, but this is like, hey, your opponent, okay, you play this card, your opponent's gonna say, all right, I'm just gonna kill that first. You can have one card, and that's it.
I mean, it's a 4/3. There is a very good chance that your opponent doesn't even target this.
Yeah.
True.
Mhm.
I was gonna say,
Actually.
this is the commander that does absolutely nothing at the table. This is the vanilla green
However,
card.
that's not true.
It's true.
No, there's a combo with this,
Shut up.
and I have to
Oh,
bring
here we
this
go.
up.
Here we go. Let's hear it.
So this is a mono green card, but if one of your opponents are playing an Orcish Bowmaster, it actually combos off where they can make you draw your entire deck and you just die. And that card's in 9% of decks according to EDH Rex.
So it's a combo for your opponents to kill you.
Yeah, because this isn't
Got
a
it.
May. You have to draw a card.
Got it.
I'm immediately whooping up my 99 land deck with Orcish Bowmaster in it if I see this at a table.
It just, oh, you're playing that? Let me sideboard real quick.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the grades. I'll kick us off. This is the one I was alluding to. It's an F.
I won't go that low. I think this is still kind of interesting, but again, the opponent controls really suck. So I'm gonna put this at a D.
You know, I think this is probably a perfect green legendary creature to get a brand new player to play Magic. Because it's simple. You can't have your stuff be countered. You don't have to worry about those pesky things, and you're rewarded whenever your opponent interacts with you. I hate this card. I'm going to talk myself up to a D.
It's like, where are we going?
You're gonna introduce somebody new to Magic, and they're not gonna do anything the entire time they're playing. I'm sorry that I'm giving 2 Fs back to back, but I'm giving it an F as well.
Wow. Well, Surrak, Elusive Hunter, gets the average grade of a D. But that is going to do it for us today. If you guys liked that video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel right below this video if you haven't done so already. Comment down below. Do you guys agree with all these grades? Maybe you disagree. Let us know. Always interested to hear your guys' opinions. If you wanted to check us out on our social media accounts, that's in the description. Click those links. Follow us on those as well. And on the screen right now, those are all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your added support. It really does mean the world to us. If you guys wanted to check out what they are seeing, which is not here on YouTube, please check the link in the description as well and consider subscribing. And a very special shout out to our Gains Indestructible tier, starting with
Ryan Ganella,
Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Jerome,
Jimmy Ward,
Keva,
Larry Killian,
Thrifty PSGR.
Tim K.
You guys are awesome. Appreciate every single one of you. And until the next video, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.
Laters.
bye bye.
Bye bye.